Secret recordings in marriage, legal or illegal? Supreme Court bold verdict has been explained. Vibor Garg versus Neha, the true story, real pain, legal clarity, all in one video. Presented by Advocate Raghu. Namaskar doston. Let me tell you a story not from a movie but from a courtroom. A husband, a wife, a home where should have been love, but instead there was only silence and pain. He says, I was being mentally tortured. My soul was dying. But when he goes to court, they ask him, where is the proof? He had recordings, calls where she screamed, belittled and broke him down. But the law said, sorry, that's private, not admissible. But then came a turning point. The verdict by the Supreme Court secretly recorded calls between spouses are admissible in matrimonial disputes. The law finally heard what silence could not say. And explaining the law for the advocates, the Indian Evidence Act, there is a section 122 protects private marital communication. But there is an exception. If spouses are fighting in legal proceedings like divorce, the privilege doesn't apply. Supreme Court right to privacy under Article 21 must balance with the right to a fair trial. Also explain Section 14 and 20 of the Family Courts Act. Family courts can relax evidence rules to uncover truth. The truth versus privacy battle. But some ask, won't this invade privacy? Supreme Court boldly said, if a marriage has reached such a point where spouses are secretly recording each other, that's not privacy. That's already a broken trust. And the court must know the truth, not just the ideal. How this impact on public and especially women. In India, 39% fewer women own smartphones. Men have more access to recording. Could this law be misused? Yes, misuse is a risk. But what about women who is silently abused, whose in-laws harasses her, whose husband insults her behind closed doors? Now she too has a tool, a way to tell her truth. Privacy should not protect cruelty. If you are in a toxic marriage, you can now prove the cruelty. You don't need bruises to be believed anymore. Words key takeaway for the common viewer. For the common viewers, if you are in a toxic marriage, you can now prove the cruelty. You don't need bruises to believe anymore. Words matter too. Evidence can now be phone recordings, WhatsApp audios, videos, text if relevant and authentic. And for advocates, use this judgment like Vibor Garg versus Neha 2025 and use the relevant Indian Evidence Act and Family Courts Act and right to fair trial under Article 21 of the Constitution. Always verify the genuineness and relevance. Use this as a tool for justice, not as a trap for private invasion. This judgment is not just about law. It's about giving a voice to the voiceless. It's about trusting technology to reveal truth and reminding us that even silence has a witness. Comment, do you think this judgment is right? Share with someone else silently suffering. Tag a lawyer who should know this. Subscribe to this channel where law meets life. Advocate Raghu, justice is no longer silent. Jai Hind.